Hi guys, and welcome to a special late night reading I am doing just for the fun of it. Long story short, these are general readings. Take what resonate with you, leave behind the rest. Never ever force it to fit if it doesn't. In this reading, I'm just gonna see what shows up, alright? See if there's a message coming up for someone. And that's that. I just did a long reading on the Seven of Pentacles. I felt very pulled towards reading the Seven of Pentacles because it's shown up so much. Yes, it's shown up quite a lot in the love readings and in some personal readings for people. And I wanted to see what is up with the Seven of Pentacles. Turned out an hour-long reading where there was a lot of, around the bush messages. But the general message was, never lose track with your authenticity. Things will grow. I'm not going to post that reading. Probably do a summary of it, but yeah. Hold your vision. Yeah, that was it. So I'm still in the energy, so I'm just going to do I'm going to do another reading here for you, right? And I'm doing it using a deck I normally don't use. That's this the Before Tarot. Does it matter which deck we read with? Well, it does for me. Yes, it does. And the Before Tarot, I rarely use it because it has, as it is, a before energy. It's not particularly dynamic as it is with the After Tarot. I love using the After Tarot. But that was what was in the other reading I did, the Seven of Pentacles, because that was something about being a little bit impatient here, wanting things to grow. And being at risk with compromising with your authenticity, or for whoever that resonated with, right? So now I want to read with the Before Tarot. I don't know if it's going to be a similar message, but I want to read with the Before Tarot to look into energies that are still unfolding, right? I'm going to start by pulling out the Moonology. By the way, if this is a little dark, it is a little dark here, this light, because it's late at night, and I'm also speaking in a low voice. Do I have to turn up the sound? No, it's on a 12. You should be able to hear it. Alright, let's do it a little. But you should be able to hear it. Alright, let's get a Moonology here. 2 more. We're reading from this energy that will show up in the Moonology here. Full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. Underneath we have full moon in Capricorn. The end of a tough cycle approaches. So full moon energy. Full moon energy. Full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. That's a fascinating push and pull energy, the Capricorn and the Gemini energy. Alright. The answers you need are coming. Let's put that there. And let's clarify that here. Meaning that the Capricorns and the Gemini energy, sometimes as an energies when they connect, sometimes they just don't get each other. They don't get each other. And we have let it go. And roots of abundance. The answers you need are coming, and let it go. Alright, I'm gonna open the books on these two before we lay out the tarot, right? I'm gonna open the books. Full moon in Gemini. What is the full moon in Gemini? It's important that you speak your truth, but remember that your words have consequence and impact your listener. Right now, you need to guard against indiscretion. I can't pronounce that. Indiscretion. The answers you need may well come soon. The issue you are facing could well be one or a few conversations away from being resolved. If you are inquiring about a love situation, a little flirting may be called for. If you are in the middle of an argument, this card comes to you as a reminder of the very old, very non-Gemini message, least said, soonest mended. It's good to talk, but be careful. You aren't causing yourself any issue with your words. Words have enormous power. Your word is your wand. You create magic and your own reality every time you express yourself. Have an important conversation, but stay calm. And don't be superficial. Someone is trying to flirt with you, have you noticed? You need to laugh off the situation and move on, and job applications have good prospects. Talk, and more talk as the emotional full moon moves into Gemini. It's talk too much. Yeah, that's probably typical me, right? Talk. No. It's just the answers you needed coming. So what we're dealing with here is a communication energy, right? But I also get something about siblings, but that maybe is just for some. And let it go, number 24. Forgiveness and healing resentments, shedding the role of eternal martyr, letting go of victimhood, cutting the ties that bind you to a destructive story. Release pain so you can move into the lesson it offers, relinquishing the need to be right. Alright, There are times in life where you must forgive, lest you become a hostage to your anger, frustration, disappointment, and resentment. This is not about condoning bad behavior or minimizing a hurt done to you. Forgiveness is simply a commitment to stop telling an old story so you don't carry its burden anymore. If you don't forgive, all hurts fester and become distorted, causing you pain over and over again. You become trapped in a prison of your own making, tied to the story that you were a victim. It's time to cut the invisible cord attaching you to the situation and preventing you from moving forward. The truth is that you are victimizing yourself every time you recreate the unresolved hurt in your mind or speak of it with friends. Give me a moment, I'm going to tell you what we get here, right? But rather than allow this folly to repeat, surrender the situation to a higher power. Now is the time for radical forgiveness. Say no to drama in all forms and forgive yourself and others for engaging in it. Consider the ancient Hawaiian practice known as Ho'oponopono. You know that. It's a spiritual practice. You can look it up. Anyway, but it's something about the way we construct our reality through perception. Yeah, it's the narrative we tell ourselves, right? So, words have power. As it's said here with the Gemini energy, words have power. Words are very, very powerful. Especially the story we tell ourselves. Right? The story we tell about ourselves, to ourselves, and to others. Why? It has to do whether or not we believe in it. Words become powerful when they become the truth that we believe in. Words themselves are not powerful. Gaslighting becomes powerful as a manipulation tactic when it is that the person doing the gaslighting succeeds in manipulating someone into questioning themselves. I can't remember. Gaslighting, is it questioning your own sanity? But it's been so long. But words are powerful when they succeed in convincing someone of a reality, and then they start acting on that reality. That's how words become powerful, when they translate into your reality as actions, because you believe them to be the truth. So that's the story. When it comes to this here, that's something about the story you may tell yourself, right? So that's, now we're gonna go into some territory that people don't really like to hear. Just give an example, right? Let's see. Give an example, not that it's playing out in your life here, but let's typical the martyrdom. Martyrdom, do we want to do that? Yeah, we can do that. I don't know, have you ever come across the chronics? Chronic, we call it that in English. Someone who has an illness or handicap, and for some reason, supported by circumstances around themselves, they start identifying with that illness, or the illness becomes them. Right? It's typical when a diagnosis, you become the diagnosis. It's a very, very difficult one to be, rather than saying I have something, rather than I am the disease. So they identify fully with the diagnosis or a certain label. They identify with that label. They merge with the label. And you would probably know, but for the chronic illness, or for someone with an illness or handicap, if they merge with it and they become the illness, they can become an annoyance to their environment, because they can fall into this self-pity, bubble of self-pity. It's just an example, right? So everyone else have to accommodate to their need. It's just an example of how words have power, because a narrative will be constructed that kind of manifests as behaviors, right? It plays out in many, many different ways as well. You will also see it as the victimhood, right? It's a very, very difficult thing to talk about, because it's controversial, right? But that's when, for instance, someone here, all right, if someone comes out of, for instance, a violent relationship and they are a victim, they will first and foremost, it will take some time for them to first and foremost start to identify that they are a victim. That's one challenge, to say, this is a perpetrator, they are violent or something. When they finally identify it and they start finding a language to express, articulate, put into words, chaos, whatever was going on. When they finally have a language and start speaking about it, sometimes they start identifying a lot with the victim role, because it's like an outlet. It's like starting to express something they've been withholding for a very long time, right? But again, there comes a point where the bubble got to burst, to go from being a victim to a survivor, right? Being a survivor, from victim to survivor to survivor. Because the survivor stage is also a place you can get stuck. I'm not an expert on this. God, no, I'm not. But these are narratives, okay? These are narratives, and they construct a reality. They're just examples of how powerful words can be. Anyway, let's now pull out the tarot here. See if I can keep this short. Probably not. I fall into that, talking a lot. But here we have something about letting go of the need to communicate a lot. Is that a message to me? Let's see here. What do we have? Just gonna lay them out, okay, guys? We're starting with the Six of Swords. Someone is coming, it's you, right? This is getting into the mind, or new mindset. Going into a new mindset, getting on that boat. Taking with you what you need. The people who are important to you. The pets, whatever, the thoughts that are important to you. The truths that are important to you. It's like reading a book, or like a self-help book. And being able to distinguish between what is for you and what is not for you. Or like listening to a tarot reading, understanding what messages are for you and what messages are not for you. Did I see the 9? That was the 9 there. Alright. Yeah, what messages are for you and what messages are not for you. It's getting ready. Is still being shaped by the rocky waters of your surroundings, of the emotions of others, the opinions of others, by being in that collective pool, but getting ready to kind of take a step back here. Take a step back. Oh, here we have the Two of Pentacles. Some people may believe that you look silly while you do what it is that you do. But I get here, you're doing what you need to do in order to survive or in order to get by. And by that I mean paying your bills, supporting yourself, staying sane. Because things are about to get hectic. You may not see this, but things are about to get hectic. A lot of things will need to be juggled here. So this message here, the answer you need are coming. Something to let go of, a narrative to let go of, and move into a new mindset. It's probably beneficial because things are gonna get hectic. And in order not to drop things on the floor, your intuition is going to be guiding you. The High Priestess is here. There are things you will not know fully. But I get that you're going to be protected. But it will feel as though you may be hitting some, I want to say rock bottom, not rock bottom, rocky waters. Meaning that your mind and not your sanity, no, your mind, your thoughts may wander sometimes back. Although you are looking to the future, they will wander back. And perhaps there's something beneficial in that. Perhaps it's something here, a very reflectiveness. Perhaps the answers that you need will come through conversation with those dearest to you, or reflections or memories of conversations playing out here. Something stored in memory. And it's also letting go of replaying certain conversations again and again in your head. A little paradox there, right? Two of Cups. Two people are approaching each other. Probably bad timing. I know there's no such thing as bad timing, but it's two people running across each other when you're busy. It doesn't necessarily have to be in love, but it's just, I get you being busy. But someone here is approaching. Be it you approaching someone or someone approaching you. I also get that someone here may be looking at you. It may be very vague, especially if you're the person, if you identify with this here, right? This is the person who's looking silly, because that's it. Someone here is looking at someone here. They look silly. The way that they are juggling, the way that they have a lot of thoughts going on inside themselves. Strong Gemini energy there, right? Still, they're fascinated, about to take a step towards this person. It's fascinating. Maybe you're working on letting go of an old narrative. It doesn't have to be that victimhood or anything. It's just the typical example I use, okay? It's any kind of narrative. Any kind of narrative. It can be, we can't deal with change here, but we can, right? It can be, if someone approaches me with something, typical, right? It's right, typical now. It's just a bad example here. If someone looks me in the eye and smiles at me on the street, they are a stranger. They must be American. So stereotypical, right? But it's still a narrative. Just to say, the narratives can be many, but I get here what is you stand. If here, basically just standing still. A lot of things going on behind here. A lot of thoughts. And if you want a transition mode, yes, you will be thinking a lot. Because it's a reflective skill, right? Oh, the 5 of Wands. That's a conflict. It's finding yourself amidst oh my god, it's like finding yourself amidst a very childish energy. It's a playful energy. Things are up in the air, a lot of competition, a lot of voices. I've gotten this energy before where someone here, they just, rather than participate in the debate, they just sit back and they just listen, and then they have a lot of thoughts going on in their head. It's not really participating in the debate. It's like a competition without there really being any. It's almost like a lazy competition. No one's really trying. I don't know if this is an environment that you find yourself in, and you're not even trying either. I don't really get that you want to be there. Maybe you stand out because you're not so unique. Alright, let's see here. 10 of Pentacles. That's the long-term goals. Everybody is fighting for the long-term happiness ever after. And I get that maybe that's also what it is that you are considering here. Where is it that I want to go? Where do I want to go? What are my long-term goals? What are where's my authentic goals here? Am I placing myself into competitive environments? That's almost, it's a competitive but also petty in environments where it's not giving you anything. Things are, as I said, about to get hectic. And it's almost as though it's going to happen, an energy is going to happen very quickly in terms of reaching your goals. Although quickly meaning that you may feel as though it's going to take a while, but you may sit here 3 years from now and look back and suddenly realize, oh my god, I managed it in 3 years. Of course, if those are realistic goals, right, guys? Especially if it has something to do with getting a baby. I don't know, because I'm looking at that. The woman there in the background, right? That is, but it doesn't have to be baby. It's like seeing what it is that you wanted. But then again, 3 years. Is that a long time? It may seem like when you're in it seeing 3 years, that's a long time. 2 years. I don't know, 3, 2, whatever. But maybe it's not. It's actually not. There's definitely an understanding of time here. Oh, wait, 3 of Pentacles. Someone here is curious. I keep getting up to this person here being curious about you. Or vice versa. It's like someone here wants to crack open and see what's in your head. Like, not literally, right? But they want to see. What is in your mind? What's the star that you're looking at? What is it that you see? It's like you're an engineer or something. It's like wanting someone here is just get very, very curious. Maybe you have intellectual depth or something like that. I mean, right, what's the intellectual depth? That's the opposition of being superficial. It has absolutely nothing to do with IQ, right? You can have a very, very high IQ and have absolutely no depth. So a lot of people misunderstand that. Depth is not the same as being able to, I don't know, speak 500 languages. No, I don't think there are 500 languages, but being able to speak a lot of languages or do math perfectly, or I don't know, grammar perfectly. It's depth is the curiosity that always keeps you moving forward, wanting to explore new mindset. And if there's a debate, then you look at it from, rather than right, depth, right? So if there's like a 5 of Swords energy where you have a intellectual debate or something like that, it when you are curious, when you have the depth, you take something from it. And it's not about, I have to win. It's more like, all right, what can I learn from this? All right, I didn't know that. Curiosity. You know? Google it. Anyway, for your pentacle. It's getting to know someone here, right? And also putting in work. There could be a contract included. Free of cups. There's always a third energy here. You don't know that. Eight of Swords. The answers are coming through friends. For you may be but I don't know if this is a person you know or something, but you may be associating a particular person with just being the twosomeness with conflict. But it's a lazy conflict. It's a conflict you don't really want to participate in. Right? Although you kind of want happily ever after. But do you want it the traditional way? There's a lot of thoughts going on here. It is this question about, changed mindset. You're going to be busy. And right now I do see busyness. Things suddenly falling, and like a lot of things you gotta handle here. Grab. A lot of things you gotta handle. Things being up in the air. Things being scattered. Scattered energy. Debate energy. Tense energy sometimes. Sometimes feeling misunderstood. Let's add an extra layer here. But what you don't see is that I get as though it's like you have someone who's maybe in your work environment, maybe you're working with, but if it's in your work environment, of course you're bloody working with them. They have their eye on you. Ta-da! And the truth, of course, the answers you seek are comes as the bloody last card with the Ace of Swords. Maybe I should just twist the camera around next time so you can see these. Let me know. Add an extra layer. Again, it's a planning stage here. When I look here about your mind, your thoughts, protected from the wolves. You're very protective of your head, of your mind. You could have been gaslit in the past, right? You're ready to fight for yourself. You're ready to fight for the right to party. No, but ready to fight. Sometimes you may feel as though you're standing alone, but maybe that doggy here, right? Maybe that, I don't know, it looks like it can't be tamed here. It is a wolf, but maybe it's a kind one. But there is a lot about the animalistic beast here. What is the animalistic beast? Beast is the uncivilized part of us, right? And it's also a little bit of fear of the unknown. And a return to instinctual behaviors of protecting yourself. It might be that return to the narrative. But I get you being reflective about it, right? Oh, the Jupiter. We have like a Jupiter in Capricorn. Jupiter in Capricorn. Two of Pentacles is Jupiter in Capricorn, and here we have it falling upon with Jupiter scattered. That Two of Pentacles energy. There's really an energy here about things being up in the air. Really, it's not a fun one to be in. Well, it depends on who you are. It depends whether or not you can multitask. Because it indicates a change here. And with the Three of Swords and the High Priestess, there may be something here you don't know. And it's going to hurt you. But it's going to happen for your benefit. Especially if it is that someone here is deciding to hold back. There we have that Nine of Swords. Yeah. It's like something's coming out. Someone here is deciding to go at things alone. They're deciding to say no. It could be you deciding to say no, possibly to a teamwork, possibly to a contract. It's like saying, I don't want to collaborate with you, I'm gonna work on my own. Because perhaps we are not on the same page here. And in that case, I see it being something that comes with a sadness. Because perhaps there were a group of people here who actually really enjoyed their company together. But on the bigger picture, someone did not. Oh, that's a sadness here. Yeah. The energy shifted here. I'm gonna add an after terror onto it. Because it's like, okay, someone here, yes, I still get someone here's curious about what's going on here. Behind your mind, behind your eyes, behind, yeah, what it is that's going on in your head. And I see a communication coming your way quickly, but you're very guarded against it. You're not opening up. It's going to be difficult probably to communicate with you. And for some of you, you're not even going to be interested. And you're going to hold back. I don't know if it's because you don't believe in this. Alright, let's show me an outcome here to this. High Priest. Oh, alright. Oh, this King of Pentacles. Swear to God. Yeah, it's a quick communication coming here regarding how to make plans for the future. For some of you, it is literally about, you know, giving you notice at a job and then starting something on your own. Right? Starting to reap the rewards of your hard labor. You don't know this. It's almost like in the heartbreak is happiness. High Priestess, Three of Swords, and the Sun. Whatever this heartbreak would be, alright? Intuitively, you would already know. You would already know. What has been hidden is coming out into the light. If there's something here that you have not wanted to look at, a mindset, a narrative, an actual situation, such as typical one, someone cheating or not being faithful, or you didn't want to see, you made up excuses. But if you were to look at it realistically, you would see the signs. I see it coming out. But it brings a happiness with it, because it brings liberation. What matters here is the way you think of it. I believe that's what we get here. It has to do with the way that you talk about it and the way you think of it. Right? The way you think about it, the way you talk about it, determines how you then start to have it affect your behaviors. You may subconsciously, if you carry around a negative mindset, it may subconsciously here affect the way that you would see relationships in general. It's like nobody can be trusted. Everyone is a liar. Well, then everyone becomes a liar. Not everyone's a liar. Some people lie, not everyone. You're gonna go inside here, into your 12th house energy. Look at what is hidden from you. What you may hide here from yourself. And is there sadness? Yes, there's a sadness in that. I get here there's some sort of a collaboration, that's a contract or something like that, that's broken. Something about being taken for granted. But there's also victory in this. That's the weird thing. I get that there's a victory. I almost want to give a positive note here and saying if someone here did devalue you, because I am seeing a devaluation. But it's almost like an unfair devaluation. Because there was happiness. It's an energy here similar to being in a group of 10 people. You got along very well with like 3 or 4 people. But because 6 people didn't like you, you were kicked out. You know? But the impression was giving that nobody liked you. But it's not like that. Oh, and here we have the King of Pentacles. 38 minutes. Alright, we're gonna wrap this reading up here. The thing is, I see some of you being very, very happy. If this is a career reading, it's like separating yourself from a teamwork to become an independent independent consultant or counselor, possibly, but consultant. Why am I getting that? Because of the energy showing up here. Strong Virgo energy. Virgos are consultants. All right. It's like consulting big business here. Very, very smart energy here for you, by the way. So communication coming in on that. But the thing is, it starts off right now as though there's tension in that. There's tension, and of course, if this is like a career thing, of course there's going to be competition. It's the market as it is, right? But I see you reaping your rewards. I do. I see you having victory. You're starting small here, but I'm actually seeing again money possibly coming your way, but maybe not as much as you did expect, right? Maybe you sitting here expecting, like, I don't know about numbers here, right? But you know, like, oh, you're going to be a millionaire in a year. Like, man, probably just, you know, a good salary to take care of yourself. Thing is, I get you having victory. And I see someone here, I feel as though someone's curious about you. And I want to dive into that, but I probably don't have time. See, we have two kings that keep showing up together. He's a king of pentacles and a king of wands. The king of pentacles I can deal with sometimes here, right? But when the king of wands shows up, I'm getting up because he tends to show up in the reverse. This king of pentacles is different. Ta-da, the star. He's holding on. He's holding on to his stability. He's stubborn as fuck. I get this king being very curious about you, but is he opening up? No, not really. There is a distance between you and this person here. Show me the communication. Oh, hello there, Emperor. And the Knight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles. Right. He's about to wake. Okay, then it's gonna happen quickly there. Okay. Right. So this is like a boss doing his fact checking, getting ready to sit down. He's very, very slow. He's such an earth energy. He's getting ready. You will hear from him in a few weeks. Who's watching you there? The King of Pentacles, he was there. And the Queen of Wands. And there he is. Alright. He's on holiday right now. The person we're trying to reach is currently on holiday, and he's drinking a Piña Colada. He's having a drink. Oh, he's someone who's used to being served. He's reading his note, he's seeing what's going on, and he's... Okay, what just went down? I'm coming back. That's interesting. The emperor you're trying to reach is currently out of office. Anyway, I hope you got anything from this. Alright, I am gonna go to bed now. I will see you next time. Ciao.